How many of you have ever felt hopeless? How many of you have ever felt lost?
I went from an average, broke, depressed, undereducated kid to fulfilled and founding a billion-dollar company. J.K. Rowling once said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." When we were kids, we dreamed of being musicians, we dreamed of being athletes, we dreamed of being scientists.
As a kid, I was very ambitious. I always wanted to be really successful. And I wanted to get out of my sort of lower middle class existence in Tacoma. I wanted to live in a big city, and I wanted to be fantastically wealthy. Within a family where you go to college, that was it. I ended up getting into film school, and I thought, this is it. I said I was going to get in. I got in. And then I proceed to just tank everything that I built up to that moment. And it was embarrassing. And it really hurt me emotionally. And it sent me spiraling towards depression. These dreams that I've spent the last 10 years thinking were a foregone conclusion probably wasn't going to happen.
It's a harsh truth that you will hit rock bottom one day. The disaster awaits you, but no matter how depressed or anxious you are, you will always have unlimited potential.
By every usual standard, I was the biggest failure I knew.
The Rock suffered from severe depression before his major success. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before creating the iPhone. Oprah had to overcome abuse before becoming the person that we know today.
So you get as much from your losses as you do from your victories, because the losses are there to wake you up.
You are never stuck unless you allow yourself to be.
That product happens to be Quest Bar, which was listed number 2 on the Inc. 500 list, and also was growing at a rate of 57,000% per year. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Mr. Tom Bilyeu. Welcome, sir.
Flash forward years later, and I founded a billion-dollar business.
Don't worry about who you are today, right? I didn't worry about who I was when I was failing in film school. That didn't matter. What mattered was, who was I willing to become and what was the price that I was willing to pay to get there? It's that future vision you have of yourself. That is everything. Every day that you're working to build something, if you failed, it doesn't matter. But you're going to have to be willing to suffer along the way.
You've got to be willing to crash and burn. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.
When my back is against this motherfucker, then there's nowhere to go. But that way.
I took what had been a mistake, what had been perceived as a failure, and turned it into a talk show career that's done okay for me.
It just doesn't matter if you fail in life. We all fail from time to time. What matters is whether or not you pick yourself back up. All right, guys, I want you to take 3 friends that have stood by you every time you failed and are always there when you need help back up, because those are the kinds of friends that really matter.